What's up, guys? Over in Star Citizen today with the Unnamed community, and they're helping me out quite a bit because a lot of this fighter aviation combat is really new to me. Two of the veterans explain it in this mode Arena Commander, which is a PvE, help me with the basics. This is raw and unedited footage, just great questions from a rookie that they helped answer.
Are you flying keyboard mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, so hit deploy. I'm not going to be the best instructor because I fly dual stick, but I can help you out here.
I've got the KVM controls.
Okay, and you know how to do targeting, you know how to do chaff.
Yeah. What's
Okay.
chaff? What is that?
You have
H
noise
and J.
and decoys, which are H and J.
Now there are some particularities between them. So chaff is a cloud of like particles that stop radar transmissions through them. These are very good against these are very good against electronics missiles.
So if I'm
Flares,
getting locked, I hit that, I hit H.
Yep.
Pick the guy. Well, only if you've
You
got
can.
incoming missiles.
Well, it also breaks targeting equipment. So if you're getting a large burst of fire, sometimes it can be worth to force them to rely on visual instead of computer. So that definitely is a viable tactic.
Make sure that you keep moving.
All right.
Oh yeah, never stop moving. And
a good way to
and
do that is to decouple, which is hitting C. That means that you don't need to supply any engine input. You'll continue traveling in whatever direction. You're more like a drift. You're turning off your RCS thrusters.
And then
just be cautious of your environment because that means you could drift into an asteroid and you're pointed the wrong direction.
Yep. And then even more important than never stop moving, never ever fly in a straight line if you're in combat. Because there is nothing easier to take out than somebody flying in a straight line.
So you're also quicker nose up and down than left and right. And so you want to get into the habit of rolling. When someone passes over the top of you, you want to roll and nose up or roll and nose down rather than
Left or
turning rather than yawing the ship.
Also, that's going to come in. That's going to be very important in atmosphere. Because with the control surfaces rework, you're completely losing the ability to strafe. Where if you're not moving forward, you're going to fall out of the sky.
So, a lot of people have a knowledge about different stuff like that. This all I have right now is just.
Yes, correct.
You can also use the scroll wheel to switch between weapon groups.
I think you only have the one weapon group here.
You get 3 with the F8.
Oh, okay. So then you do have more guns.
Yep. Yeah, so there's weapon group 0 is all guns. Weapon group 1 is either the ballistics or the lasers, and then weapon group 2 is the opposite. So that's part of ammo conservation. You can choose to just turn off your ballistic weapons,
Okay,
so you don't run out
real
of those.
quick, come to a stop. Look down at your MFDs, and like hold F, and look at your MFDs, and switch over to the config screen. We'll come back to this in a second. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, go to HUD, the HUD at the top there, and turn them all on. Click, click, click.
Oh, these are so
2,
good.
3, and 4. Okay, now go back to your weapon config screen, or the gunnery screen there. You can go ahead and engage here. So this will tell you a lot more information about where you're going, what direction you're traveling, what your speed is, who you're engaging with.
And
you do have gimbals as well with the F8.
Yeah, you're using fixed.
Hit G, and you can switch to gimbal mode.
There you go. That's what you want.
Okay.
It's got more left and right than it does up and down, unfortunately. But
then,
that is worth noting. You can do.
Next time this guy is in your middle sight, right click.
If you tap G instead of, yeah.
Right click
Okay.
will get you into precision mode. And you
That's
can line up directly on the target instead of, it's more like lag. It's more like scan hit.
Like when they're going away from me.
When you're gonna have them in
Right
your
here?
sight for a sec. Yeah, there. Now shoot right. Yeah, right at him.
That's
As
the
opposed
precision
to
targeting mode.
yeah, as
Okay.
opposed to at a pip.
So when I'm in that mode, there's no free. See how I have my free crosshair, the gimbal mode? It's like I have to put the center of the ship on them, right?
No, you should still have the
it-
gimbal in that mode.
So you're currently, so that weapon targeting thing, that is where you're going to shoot at. However, not all of, because you're in the F8, not all of the weapons have the same gimbal range. So some can reach and then others can't. You might also notice that there's two, yeah, you see how not all of them are making it. So you might be, when you've got very little variation like that, like you're right up on somebody, yes, gimbal mode's great. But you honestly might be better off with fixed.
Unless you separate your weapon group, which you
Yeah.
can do on your MFDs when.
I mean,
you
they're
get into
already
the
separate.
weapon
He just needs to scroll wheel it down to do that.
Okay, so
That?
now you're on guns. Scroll
Now
again.
you're on your, yeah, those are fixed.
okay.
So scroll again. Now
There you go.
those are on gimbal. They don't do as much damage, but
The last one I was doing both of them at once.
Correct.
you want the laser weapons. Your current weapons are fixed.
So scroll again.
There you go. Those are gimbaled. And you can see on the top left, you see the little white indicators. That's telling you what you're using.
Where it
It's
says
the image.
gimbal group.
So you
and
see how
guns,
all the guns are lighting up.
and then
Yeah.
underneath in the blue boxes are ammo counts.
Yeah, I see it.
So, also worth noting, you currently have three spare energy that you can distribute.
Okay.
So
You can
you're in
put them to
combat.
Weapons.
You can put them extra shield. You can put them in extra weapon. If you put them on weapon, you'll have more the capacitor will have more power, meaning you can fire
Distribute more
longer without
rounds.
recharging. If you press F5, it'll send some power to those.
Where
And
do
then press it
go.
again.
Okay.
You
Oh,
see
I
it?
see
See that
That
right
level
panel? Yep.
up.
Hit it again. Yep. So now you see in the top left, you've got 75 rounds.
Oh yeah, yeah. Boxes.
Yeah. So you can just wham. You're
So, I guess I'm not getting it. I have to put the ship. Oh, it's aiming where?
Yep, it's just like I said, it's just a bit weird because so the bottom guns are on the front, and then the top guns are on a rotary turret, which has a full 180-degree view on the top of your ship.
That hit me. That
Your shields are good.
pressed H. I didn't know that.
So on the opposite side at the top, you can see his ship. You can see
Wait.
his shields
Oh,
are gone
okay.
right now, and his ass is hot. You've
So if
been
you-
putting
yep.
damage into his rear hull, and so what you
So do I
want
not
to
have
do is
to aim at this circle, right? I can aim?
no, yeah, you do. That's your.
Okay.
This is called lead pip. So you're shooting where he's going to be.
Lag pip is the opposite. It shows you where your bullets will land based on his distance and velocity.
Everyone has a preference.
Personally, I prefer lag pip because you actually look at your target instead of where they're going to be.
You can change that on your MFD as well.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of those things. Even if you don't use it, you're gonna
Nice.
want to keybind it because if you start going up against somebody who starts like corkscrewing and stuff like that, your lead pip is just quite literally not gonna do shit for you.
Okay, so hit C, and that'll recouple. So now you've got your engines. You've got control over your engines again. Your RCS thrusters. That means you have exact positioning. Means if you lay off the throttle, the ship will come to a stop.
All right. So when I'm fighting, I do want to be coupled though, just more agile.
It depends on what you're fighting and how you're fighting. Like a common AI technique is jousting, which you've just been witness to now 3 or 4 times, where they'll turn around and come at you fast, and you end up going towards them, and then you pass each other, and you turn around, and you do it again and again and again. That's not the most effective. There's plenty of there's more effective strategies than that. Playing against a player, especially a group of players, the tactics get way more complex, and being decoupled just ensures that you're not sitting still, because there's always a lot going on. The last thing you want to be thinking about is, am I moving? But you don't have to be. If you're fighting a big capital ship or something, being coupled is good. You get more control over the RCS thrusters. Find what works over time.
I appreciate the help, guys. Yeah,
Do you see your vector indicator? It's right now. It's at the bottom, and now it's kind of on that MFD. It moves. It's a little circle with 3 lines coming off of it. Right now, it's on your ready to scan. It's going down now. Nose down. Right there. It's on your MFD. Now yeah, that thing. That's
You can
showing
turn it
where your
off
ship
so
is
it doesn't go away as well, which is always
good.
worth doing.
When it goes to the middle, you see how it disappears. So
if you go into your config, you can turn that
change
off.
it so that it stays on, which is a good idea, because that's actually where your ship is going. So if you hit C and you decouple, hit it again. Sorry, now you're coupled. You see how your vector indicator is still up there?
where I lost it.
He's not moving. He's not moving
head
anymore.
that way. Okay, there you go. Now hit C.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so I'm still
Charlie,
moving in this direction where that thing is.
Yeah, hit C.
Okay.
Okay, now burn in a direction, like straight ahead. And
No,
then
hit
now
C.
stop burning.
He's coupled.
Oh, hit C again. There you go.
Yeah, stay decoupled.
There you go. Now, even though you're not supplying input to the throttle, you are still moving in that direction towards that circle.
So look down. Ooh. Or no, with your ship, nose down a little bit. Just so that you can see it. So now burn control a little bit.
Yeah, hit control. See
this?
how it brought it down? So now your vector
and then likewise spacebar.
You're actually heading down now.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
And if you hit W or S, you can move it, you can nudge it left or right too. So you can control, even without your nose being on a target, you can control where you're going to end up by watching that vector icon.
Yeah. Now, do just careful that you don't run into an asteroid, because you are going into.
So point up
an
towards
asteroid
the station. Look up. Okay, hold Shift and W and burn that way. That's going to bring your vector icon up. We'll see it here in a second. See, it's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Okay, now lay off the throttle and just hit spacebar. We're going to get you closer to the station. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. Keep holding. And stop. Now hit control a little.
We don't want to hit the station itself.
Control. A little bit more. Right there.
There you go.
See how you're going to get real close to that station, and hit A or D to nudge it left or right. See that?
And then you also have some good speed control. Space brake is, I believe, X by default, which you can tap it to slow yourself down.
Where do you see that at?
154, 149, 145. Do you see right there in the middle of your screen to the right?
Your speed?
Or on the left?
Yep, okay.
That's how many meters per second you're traveling. And you'll see, if you look even further left, you got the little red icon cluster, and you see where it says ESP.
Yeah.
If you hit C again.
Hang on. Can you...
Coupled. Now you're coupled, which is you're not drifting anymore. Do you see how your speed immediately dropped to 0?
Can you go to your game settings real quick? Hang on. The shift while space brake will be a hindrance 9 times out of 10. Go down. We're looking through space brake enables boost. Oh, there it is. See, space break enables boost. Go ahead and just turn that one off. So when you were tapping X, it was throwing your booster, your afterburners, to slow you down even faster. So if you decouple again,
There you go.
now your braking is a bit slower. So just hold X. See, it's slowly braking you.
If you
And
wanted
so
to quickly brake, you could do Shift and X at the same time.
Yep.
And that'll stop you way faster.
All right.
And then likewise, if you want to stop as fast as possible, whip your nose around the other way. So while you're moving here, just turn around. And you're looking for another circle.
Another vector.
See over there, the one with the cross in it? It's over to your right. Up and to the right.
It'll
so
be
that,
your anti-grade
that is your
marker.
That's
Now,
your anti-grade.
Over
To the right.
The right a little bit more.
Oh, that
there you
one,
go.
right.
You see it?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that if
That's
you look at that, just look directly at it. And now
Yeah.
shift and we'll hold S because you stopped moving.
You would just burn the opposite way, basically. You
So
just turn
now
it around
if you shift X, you're gonna just stop. Because you just threw all of your main thrusters in the direction you were in the opposite direction that you were going.
Okay.
Which
So
that'll stop you real fast.
No, it seems
Yep.
complicated, but it's
No,
not.
dude,
Basically,
I
you
needed
just
this.
point in
So-
one direction and you go that
So
way.
just to make this a little easier, go into your config panel on the bottom left. We're gonna just turn that on so that always stays on. Now you are gonna have to configure this if you don't change it. It's called hide. It might be on HUD. No, it's not. Where is it? Hold on. Where'd they move it to? Is it? It's not gunnery.
I think it's still in the game options only. You're talking about the
Okay.
vector thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna have to go to your game options, like the space where the space break was.
It is truly better to have it on all the time. Scroll up. I think it was up.
Course prediction, space break enables, speed limiter proximity, advanced HUD. Oh yeah, you can turn those on to be on by default, by the way, here as well, which I
Right there.
recommend doing. It's
Right
the
here?
two options at the bottom. We can't see your mouse.
Oh.
And then there's one more below that. Yep, prefer advanced labels. So this will turn those on all by default. But one of these options, it's like hide, or it's like always shown or
A
something.
drop down selector as opposed to a yes or no.
Yeah.
Go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of settings.
There it is. VJoy visibility. No.
No, VJoy is the input
There
method.
at the bottom. Velocity
pilot.
indicator. It says fading. Set is
So that's
always on.
on.
There. Now you'll always be able to see that vector icon, which is, I don't know why it's not on by default. It is the most ridiculous
You
thing.
see,
not to
if
be
you
able
look
to
at
see
if you look at that now, it'll stay there. So you can always tell where you're
Okay.
going.
Yeah,
And then
targets behind
likewise,
you.
the one behind you is also.
You got targets behind you.
No, it's just it was showing behind.
It's down then.
Oh yeah, do you know how to
Oh.
read your radar?
I do not. That's what I was about to ask.
Okay. So here's something cool. If you hold F and you click and drag on that radar, you can actually rotate it
Where is it?
The one in the middle of the screen. there.
directly in
Oh,
front of
yeah.
you. It's that. If you click and drag it up and down, you should be able to rotate it.
Hold F.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, not all ships can do it. I
Maybe
guess some
zoom
can't.
scroll wheel.
No,
too, sometimes
not
works.
not all ships can do it.
Yeah, bummer.
Drake and
Oh.
or Origin
This-
ships can do it, and I think a couple Aegis ships can do
Okay,
it.
so is this guy right here on my radar?
He's not on your radar currently. We also
Let's
just
go ahead and
Go
get your
ahead.
range.
that guy.
So it has to be in range.
Well,
Yep.
most of
Yep,
most
so-
of them you can scroll out a bit, but you'll see him here in a second.
He's dead.
Will the
You
friendly
can
show
still
up?
get. Yeah, he will.
Yeah, the friendly will show. Oh no,
there
there
he
he
is.
is. He was just outside of your radar range. So go ahead and get within 2 kilometers.
You can hit T to target him, obviously.
No, he's got such a low profile. It looks like the radar's not working in Arena Commander. Because he should have already shown up.
Oh, for sure. I think it's set to 9 kilometers there, so.
Yeah,
He's
so
on the other side of the rock.
normally there would be a couple indicators on there. Actually, let me see if I can I rotate it with the misc ship? No, I can't. They might have just broken that.
Yeah, there you go. Now you see the circle marker, that's what you need.
Oh. There's also another one worth knowing, G-Safe.
Nah, fuck that. Fly G safe.
Yeah, fly G-Safe off, but it's on by default.
Oh, is it?
Yep. It's on by default unless you're boosting. Boosting turns off G-Safe.
The shields are gone.
How can you tell that? I know he's at the top right, but like,
Yeah.
what
Do
tells
you
you
see
that?
how on the top left you have shields around you?
Yeah. Oh.
And then his are red.
You did too a
Gotcha.
second ago.
Gotcha.
See, now they're
So
coming
his
back.
are red, so they were coming back, and if he'd let
You
those
just
fill
stripped
up
them again.
completely, then he would have started recharging shields.
I mean, he is regenning as long as you're not shooting him. The minute you start shooting him again, he stops regenning. But you'll notice if you leave him alone, his shields will come back. Right now, you're putting shots directly on the hull. And the general principle is that you use electric weapons to strip shields, and you use ballistic weapons to penetrate the hull. And so ideally, you use electric weapons to strip the shields completely bare, and then you go at it with ballistics. Realistically, that's not always the case. In this game, it seems like
Realistically, you're gonna fire
go through
all
everything.
of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seems like ballistics do go right through the shields most of the time. So
I believe they did say that they're inverting that, so that it is going to be ballistics will be stopped by the shield, but lasers have a slight amount of penetration,
right,
and
Because
you'll use those to rip through the hull, and then once the hull's bare, just ballistic right through to the internals. Because that's
once
coming with the
shield-
engineering.
Yeah, once the shields are down, you use ballistics to penetrate the internal components. You got to get the shields down first. You can't just use ballistics the
Which-
whole time.
This is also important, worth noting. Right now, it's got a health pool that's going away.
Hopefully next patch.
Hopefully next patch. The way you'll stop a ship is by taking out its power plant.
You've got his engine hot as hell on the back. Okay, now is when you noise.
Well, yes and no.
What? When I what? Now's when I.
Did you get that missile lock alarm?
I did.
Yeah, so that meant that, and there was a cross-section missile coming your way, and so you wanted to drop a decoy or some noise, either way.
Which ones were those? H.
Yes.
H is chaff and J is flare. Now there is a bit of a catch to those. Mo, they do have them actually working with angles now again.
Yeah, I mean, if you drop it and you move back into visibility of the cross-section.
No, flares. Flares are respecting of the angles again. So if you are not perpendicular to the missile coming at you, flares will have 0 effect.
Got it. Well, you could still
Nope.
drop 2 or 3.
You could still drop 2 or 3, but it comes down to you need to be moving away from where they are, not closer or farther away. You have to be. The closer to a 90-degree angle you are, the higher success rate the flares are going to have from where the missile's approaching you.
Which you also have missiles, by the way, that you can access by pressing middle mouse button. That'll switch you into missile mode. They have a minimum lock distance. I'm not sure which ones you're carrying, but probably
it's the bottom right. You can see you're inside that red. Oh no, they got rid of that.
So you've got Ignite 2s. You need to be at like 7 kilometers. So try to back out of the fight a little bit. Nice. You ripped his shields. They're gone. You're on his hull.
So you're saying
You did so much damage in that pass.
ballistics versus, or not ballistics. Yeah, ballistics versus
Lasers.
laser. How do I tell I have the difference? It just depends on the guns that you equip.
Correct. That and laser weapons don't really run out of energy. Weapons don't run out of ammo, right? Ballistics, you have a set amount, and that is it.
Once you're out, if you're an all ballistic build, you're just out of the fight. You're done. That's also what those 2 indicators mean. I'm sure you've noticed when you're shooting at people, there's the 2 little circles.
Yeah.
That comes down to because you're using 2 different guns that have different projectile speeds. The pure circle is your lasers, and then that one with the line, those are your cannons.
Man, huge shout out to these guys. They know who they are. This really, is another reason why I recommend the Unnamed. This was about an hour. I know this video isn't an hour, but for them to go in, take the time, critique things, give advice on ships, missiles, weapon systems, HUD, just A to Z, they covered it. And this is just a brief glimpse of what the Unnamed offer. In the Star Citizen organization of the Unnamed, they have trainings and different things and events that they host weekly that you can join up and do. Arena Commander training, and that's like an in-depth where a whole crew, a team of them, of the org leader and A to Z is going through everything Star Citizen. I've really been wanting to make those. I just haven't lined up with work and whatnot, but if you're interested in that and you're new to Star Citizen or you want to learn more about the fighting aspect of aerial combat, highly recommend joining the Discord. If you watched this far, I really appreciate it. This is just me being a goof, and I know it was probably painful for them, but again, guys, you know who you are. Thank you for taking the time out to show me some things and hopefully help me in the verse, because man, I need it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Take care.